Is there something specifically, and it could be something maybe we've already talked about, but is there something specifically that coaches that have successful teams do? Do they do something that's kind of universal across the board that you've seen on all the success you've had on the field, whether it be a player or as a coach?
If I had to just put it all down to one word, it would probably be discipline. And I know that kind of sounds weird, but it just covers so many broad areas. And I would just say from a hitting standpoint, discipline as a hitter is probably one of your most key ingredients to being successful. I think that, maintaining discipline in a team is very important. And we had those in those really good teams. I won 3 championships in the minor leagues. One as a player, 2 as a manager. We won back-to-back when I was managing AA. And Goldie would remind me all the time, and Pollock and Ad Neaton, these guys, how hard I was. I demanded something. I was trying to drive something out of them that was bigger than them and bigger than just an individual, the team and stuff. But again, they come down to discipline. And so I think, with the Toronto Blue Jays, that team, Cito Gaston, the discipline, great players. You got to have great players, but a lot of teams got great players, right?
Yeah.
And there's got to be a cohesiveness, but the discipline is like, hey, we're all in it to do this. There's the part of that discipline.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's organically happens. Sometimes it's it's made to happen. It's literally a process of what you're trying to make happen. And so if I had to just kind of that one thing, that the discipline.
And you think that coaches can create that, have the ability to create that?
Yes, I do.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
Through, I guess, in what way? Would you be able to say? Obviously,
well,
a practical
the term
way.
comes from discipleship,
right? It does,
right? So it should be coming from love.
Yeah.
So that discipline out of love becomes something that you want to do. But discipline out of hate is something you don't want to do.
Yeah.
And players recognize it, right? I knew when coaches didn't care, man. I knew they were just there for whatever reason, to get their contract or to get whatever it was. But that discipline and love, when I can call somebody out because they know I care, that's real.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I wanted to be as a coach. And sometimes it doesn't feel as good as you would want it to.
Yeah, I imagine. Kind of goes back to that relationship thing that we were talking about earlier. On the flip side of that, if you could pinpoint something that would, cause a team to be unsuccessful, would it be lack of discipline, or would it be something else from a coach's perspective? Like what does a coach do in teams that aren't successful? Is there a common thread of what coaches are doing?
Man, literally it goes.
Would it just be the opposites we're talking about, right?
Really, it is. It's total. It's like they're just able to do and go
whatever they want.
They're the individual. They're only thinking about themselves. Think about that, man. When you got those cancerous types players on your team, and I hate to use that word because it's cancer is a big part of our family, but it's something that we've described a long time. It's just become selfishness.
Yeah.
It is a very selfish game. I mean, it is an individual's game, but trying to get a bunch of individuals to come into one, that's discipline.
Yeah.
And the selfishness is just undisciplined.
Yeah. If you enjoyed that clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the full podcast, click right here. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you find this content valuable.